J Judo. In this music, you got truth and the lies. Which one do you tell? Wait. Everybody has their opinions, but it don't really matter though. You see, I'm the artist who's standing in front of the canvas. You see the paint splatter on record. When my mic is on, I'm something similar to Picasso or Michelangelo. Kicking avalanche, etching like I'm rolling snowballs. Saying no pressure when the pressure's still on. It be a cold day in hell for I let you slide on me, ride on me. Now that ain't what's up. It be a cold day in hell for you ever see me weak or seem like I'm down on my luck. I said it be a cold.
What's good? Candy Cane gang, gang. It's your girl Kane. What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? What's cracking? How you doing? How you been? I hope your day is going good. It's another story time. Shout out to all my Candy Cane gang family members. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the Candy Cane gang. This is a positive channel. Nothing but love and transparency. Ain't no negativity over here. It will be blocked. You will be blocked. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all and I fucks with y'all the long way because y'all fucks with me the long way. So it is Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. All right. I'm going to try to edit this video the same day and post it the same day. So you seen that title and that's why you clicked on this video. Y'all already know that Kane has had a very wild, crazy life. So this is a part one. I say it's a part one because I have experienced this twice from two different people in two different states. So we're going to start in the state of New York, Brooklyn, New York. Now, before I start my story time, I got to do my disclaimer. None of the names used in this story time belongs to any of these people. Their names are being changed to protect their privacy. Their names are being changed to protect the privacy of the trifling and not the innocent. So let's go ahead and get into the story time, y'all. This story time is from the Richard era. Me and Richard used to break up on and off. Now, I know y'all probably like, when you broke up from him, you should have stayed the fuck away from him. I know. I admit it. Because every time I think about it, I say it to myself. So I want to say we broke up maybe 4 to 10 times, literally. This was around the 4th breakup. So in between the breakups, y'all, I would meet different weirdos. Wouldn't sleep with them, anything like that. Just meeting weirdos, going out on weird ass dates, and then blocking them on my phone because they was weird. So this particular breakup, 4th breakup number 1 from Richard, I had met this guy. Let's just call this guy Bryson. I met Bryson at the school that I was going to, Kingsborough Community College. Now, I know y'all probably like, how many colleges did you go to? I went to 3 colleges, y'all. I went to New York City Tech. From New York City Tech, I went to Kingsborough. And from Kingsborough, I went to Queensborough. That's going to be a whole nother story time because I was at a Kingsborough Community College. That's a whole nother story time. So I met Bryson at Kingsborough Community College. And I met him through a friend. I had made friends with this group of people at Kingsborough Community College. And Bryson was a friend of the new friend that I had made. So we're going to call one of my friends, let's just call him Brando. Okay, let's call him Brando. I don't know where the hell we're getting his names from, but we're going to call him Brando. Now, one particular day we sitting in the cafeteria and, we're vibing, we're eating. I'm looking through, my syllabus. I'm looking through my stuff. Like, now I'm not going to lie. The college was kind of hard for me, y'all. It was hard, okay? Like, I tried to keep interest in a lot of these things that I was getting into, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't keep interest in it. Now, don't get me wrong. I was passing my classes, with B's and A's and stuff like that. But it was just certain classes I just couldn't get with. I couldn't get with it, okay? I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't keep an interest in certain of these classes. Now, there was this anthropology class that I was in, and I loved the fuck out of that class. I loved that class, anthropology class. So Brando was in this class with me. Now, when the semester started, it's, everybody was there was still people coming in late. All right. Y'all know how, anybody who's been to college, I know how it is. You still have people that's coming in. They're coming in. So he's sitting in class, he's sitting in this anthropology class one day, and there's like 4 people that comes into the classroom, they got, their little schedule, and they're explaining to the professor that they have been put into this class, or they got switched to the class, or whatever. So, the professor's like, it's not a problem, just find a seat. Class has already started. Just find a seat, sit down very quietly and try to, latch on to what what we're doing so far. The class was maybe like a week and a half in already, okay? So this dude that walks in, we're gonna call him this dude that walks in, Bryson. He sees Brando and he's like, and Brando is like, so I looked over at Brando, I'm like, you just know everybody. Brando is
Like, nah, not everybody, certain people. But I know him from my hood. Like, he's cool.
cool. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I can tell Bryson wanted to sit near us, but there wasn't no seats. So he sat across, but he was like in the front of us. He was in front, but across. Like, this is me, and this is Brando, and Bryson is sitting like up. I can't describe it, but he was sitting in a position to where he had to keep turning around, like, to look at us. And this is what he was doing. The whole entire class, he kept turning around to look over at us. So Brando started falling asleep. He's like looking at his phone. He's just doing other. He's not really paying attention to the professor or to anything that's going on. But I'm noticing Bryson turning around, looking over at us. Okay, so when the class was over with, we getting up, like we putting our stuff in our bags. Bryson comes walking over. He's like,
Brando, like, what's up, man? What's up? So Brando's like, what's up, Bryson? What's going on? Like, I didn't even know you had this class. Now that I know, I could save you a seat. So, we could all sit together.
so Bryson is like,
Yeah, speaking of all, like, who's that? What's your name?
so I'm like, I'm Kane. So he's like, Kane, okay. Of course, it was my real name. Y'all probably know my real name by now, but I'm like, yeah, Kane, Big Kane, what's going on? How you doing? He's like,
I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good now that I'm in this class. Like,
so Brando was like,
yeah, you probably behind maybe about 7 days, but don't worry about it. Like, I'll put you on to whatever you're missing. It will be good.
so Bryson is like, all right, cool. So we leaving out of the classroom, y'all, and Bryson is looking down like he's sizing my outfit up. Now I had on these overalls. I had these blue overalls on with like this tight shirt, cropped shirt. It was white, and I had some construction Timbs on, my field boots. So Bryson is like,
Yo, like those boots is so small. I never seen a boot that small. Like, it looks really, really dope, small on your feet.
so Brando was like,
Like, you've never seen a small Timberland boot before.
he's
Like, no, like, I mean, small like that. And it's got no scuffs on it. Like, they look really crisp, like they fresh.
so I'm like, yeah, I'm a sneakerhead, so I try to take care of all of my feet with. But this is really an old boot. I had this boot maybe for a year now. He's like,
Like, it's no way possible you had that boot for that long. Like, that boot looked really, really good. And then your hands are small. Like, you got some small hands. Like, wow.
so Brando was just looking at him like, and I'm looking at him like, thank you. So I just walks off. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna see y'all. See y'all tomorrow. And I leaves y'all, and I'm going to meet the other party, the other group of friends that I had there. Okay. As I get to the cafeteria and I get my stuff and I go to sit down with the other group of friends, I get a text message on the phone. It's from Brando, and me and Brando was cool. We was already cool from the first semester. Okay, so we had exchanged phone numbers and everything. Me and Brando was kind of like brother and sister. Okay, so Brando sends me a text message and he's like, my homeboy Bryce is interested in you. Like, but I told him you had a wigger. So I'm like, now don't get me wrong. Like, Bryce was a very attractive person, but I'm just like, I'm just coming out of some toxic bullshit for the fourth time. I'm just really not, I'm not into it. So Brando was like, that's why I told him you had a wigger. So I'm gonna just let him know, like, it's a no. So as we sitting in, I'm still sitting in this cafeteria. I'm eating tuna and French fries, and I remember this vividly because the old man that was sitting across from me was blowing his nose and was pissing me the fuck off. So as I'm done eating, it's time for me to go to another chemistry class in this school, that class that I hated. Brando and Bryson come walking up the hallway. Brando is like,
And you did in the cafeteria, like you ate already?
I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready to head to my next class. So Brando was like,
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm like, all right, cool. As I'm walking away, I'm noticing that Bryce is sizing me up again, but he's looking at my feet. He's like, so y'all, let's go ahead and fast forward. So maybe this is like a Monday or Tuesday, but it is the following week. I'm at the library studying, okay? I'm at the library trying to study. And I'm looking through these books that I had got because the bookstore didn't have the book. So whenever they didn't have this book that I needed, I have to go to the library and rent the book, okay? So the line to rent the book was very long, and I didn't want to wait on that line. So I'm like, I'm going to just sit at the library and just look through this book and get what I need, make copies, okay? So as I'm going to the copying machine, I see Bryce. So Bryce comes walking over. He's like,
how you doing, Lady Kane? What's going on?
so I turn around. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like,
you look nice.
So I'm like, thank you. You do too. Let me describe Bryce, okay? Bryce he was my complexion, but he had a reddish sandy hair, thin mustache that was also the same color as his hair. And he had hair, like right here. And he had like a fade. It was a fade, like a dark fade, but it was like curly right here. And he's probably like 5'10" or 5'11". It wasn't that tall. So he's just like,
he told you that I wanted to holler at you, but he said that you had a wig up.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm just getting out of a toxic relationship, and I'm really not looking to get into anything else. So he's like,
well, like I'm not looking for a relationship neither. Like we can just hang out, vibe, go to the movies, go out to eat, things like that. Like get to know one another and see what happens after that.
So I'm just like, all right, now it sounded cool. So I'm like, all right, that's not a problem. That's fine, because I do that anyway with my friends. So all right, cool. So I'm making my copies and stuff in the book, and Bryce is like,
so do you think we can exchange phone numbers?
So I'm just like, how about Facebook? Like, you got Facebook? I just pulled a tangent. So he's like, yeah, we exchange Facebooks. As soon as he leaves, he hops straight into the messages, and he's like, how about we go to the, little restaurant that's across from the school? Because they have like little restaurants across from this school, y'all. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, so like on your lunch break, let's go over there. So I'm like, do you have the same lunch break as me? He's like, what time is your lunch break? So I'm like, I go on lunch at 1:15. And he's like, all right, that might work because I go on mine at 12:30. So, and I don't have a class after that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So at 1:15, when I'm leaving my class, I'm walking to like the exit of the school. I'm waiting for a message from him. I didn't get any message. So I'm giving him a couple of minutes. If I don't get no message, I'm going to the cafeteria and I'm going to just get me my food and I'm going to dip out because that was my last class too. So I ends up getting a message. He's like, meet me at the restaurant. So that's what I did. I walked over out of the school, out of the campus to this restaurant. And this campus is really, really big. That's the only thing that got on my nerve about Kingsburg Community College. The campus was big as okay. Buildings spaced out. Everything is spaced out. So I'm walking, trailing to get to this restaurant over there. So when I get to the restaurant, he's standing in front. So I come walking over and he's like,
yo, your sneakers look so fire from the distance. Yo, they look mad fire from the distance.
So I'm like, thank you. Like, it's just Air Max. It's just Air Max 95s. Like, it's not nothing extravagant. These is old. Like, this is what I said to him. So he's like,
old. So all your feet was old, like, but they look new.
I'm like, yeah, I told you I'm a sneakerhead. I preserved my shoes. I keep them in very good shape. You know, I wipe them off, clean them off. I put them in plastic, put them in their boxes and shit like that. So he's like,
yeah, like, those is fucking fire. Like, they look mad nice on your feet from a distance. Like, they so small. Your feet so small.
so we goes into the restaurant and we orders the food. And it is was like a Chinese restaurant, but they sold a little bit of everything, which was weird. So we get our food or whatever, and we sit down at the table. The whole conversation, y'all, over this lunch was about hands and feet. When the waiter came to the table, he was like,
oh my God, you got some very, very small hands, like very petite hands. They look soft.
So the waiter's like,
oh, thank you so much.
Like, yeah, like, I wonder if your toes is the same as your hands.
And the waiter's like,
I don't know.
Like, it was just weird. Bryce is like,
where you be getting your nails done?
I'm like, some nail salon in Brownsville. He's like,
Brownsville. I know about Brownsville. So, where you from?
I'm like, yeah, I'm from Brownsville, but I live in Crown Heights. He's
like, well, what nail salon? There's a few nail salons out there. My sister be going.
I'm like, I go to the one that's across from the Chase Bank. He's like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Sitting next to like a pizza shop and all that.
I'm like, yeah, like close to the T-Mobile and stuff. He's like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I'm like, yeah, that's why I get my nails done. So he's like,
so you getting your feet done too?
So I'm like, sometimes. He's
like, oh, okay. Like, what color polish?
I'm like, whatever color polish I decide I want to put on my toes. He's like,
can I see your nails? Like, let me see them again.
So I just lift my hands up like this. He's like,
yeah, those is nice. They really nice.
So they were longer than these, y'all. The nail tips I had, they were very longer than these. He's like,
yeah, those are nice. Like, I like those. It's nice.
And the color I had on the nails was like, the base part was like a cotton candy color, and then the tip part of the nails was white. So it's like a French tip design, but like the base part was a cotton candy color. It wasn't like a nude color or, you know, like the nail color. So it's like,
yeah, those is really, really nice. I fucks with those. I like those.
I'm like, thank you. So I just started eating my food, and in my head, I'm just like, okay, either this guy has a preference, you know, sexual preference, or he's just weird as okay, because it's just something's just not right. Now, we ate our food or whatever, and we left. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward. One day, y'all, I'm at the hair salon in Crown Heights. I'm getting my hair braided and getting my hair done. So I get a Facebook message from Bryce. Bryce is like, good morning. So I'm like, hey, good morning. He's like, what are you doing today? I'm getting my hair done. You know, I'm here, you know, the African braiding shop. I'm getting my hair done. It's going to be a minute, you know, because y'all already know how these shops do. It's going to be a minute. I'm going to be here for a minute getting my hair done. So I probably won't have time to do anything today. Like, I just came right out and told him. So he's like, oh, all right, well, we can just sit and chat if you don't mind. Like, you sitting down anyway. So I'm like, yeah, it's not a problem. So he starts telling me about his family, school, you know, goals that he had, businesses that he wants to acquire and things like that. I'm, you know, telling him about the business that I want to acquire, different things. Bryce comes out and says, you should send me some pics. So I'm like, pics of what? Like, all my pics are on my Facebook. You can go right to my Facebook and see everything. He's like, yeah, I saw those already. Send me some new pics. So I'm like, what kind of pics? Like, I'm getting my hair done, so I can't snap a picture. Like, my head, half of my head is not done. So he's like, no, like, you have, you know, like pictures that nobody's never seen in your phone. So I'm like, no, like nude photos, no. He's like, no, I'm not asking for nothing nude, like just pictures that nobody's never saw. So I'm like, no. So he's like, okay. And that was it. So he comes back into the message and he's like, how about you send me a picture of your feet? So I just typed, excuse me, what? He's like, send me a picture of your feet. So I'm like, For what? He's like, well, I seen your nails. I just wanted to see if your feet match your nails. So I'm just like, that's kind of random. Like, he's like, I'm just trying to see. Like, you told me that you were getting your toes done. I kind of like, women with nice feet. So I was just wanted to see. I was just wondering how your feet look. Just a wonder, nothing weird. So I'm just like, okay. Now, I didn't send the picture, but he hours go by, and he's every hour on the hour, he's like, where's the pic? Or he would put the eye emojis. Where's the pic? You still didn't send no pic. Like, so I just came out, I was like, listen, I got boots on. Still getting my hair braided. That means I'm gonna have to stop the lady from braiding my hair, to bend down, to untie the boot, to take the boot and the sock off, to take a pic. So I'm just like, you will have to wait, buddy. He's like, all right, fine, that's not a problem. Send me a pic of your hands. So I sent a pic of the nails, y'all. I just sent a pic of the tip of the nails, just like this. I just sent that. So he's like, what is this? I'm like, my nails. Just sent a picture of my nails. He's like, I thought you would send your whole hand. Like, put your hand around something and send a pic of it. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So y'all, after I get my hair done, y'all, Bryce sends me a message and he's like, do you want to get your, you want to go and get your feet and your hand, your toes done? So I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm cool. He's like, you sure? So I'm like, yeah, I'm positive on this. He's like, all right, cool. Just let me know. It would be my treat. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I felt very weirded out, so I stopped responding to the messages. A couple of days later, okay, we goes back to school. It's probably like a Monday. Once again, the week has started over. When I get to school, I would meet this group of friends in the cafeteria, or either by the cafeteria. That was just our thing, our clique, okay? So once I get into the school building, into the main building, I'm walking to the cafeteria, I see them standing there. I goes up to Brando, I'm just like, can I talk to you real quick? So Brando comes over, he's like,
what's going on?
I'm like, your homeboy, he's kind of weird. So Brando was like,
what do you mean?
I'm like, he's weird. Like, really weird as fuck. So he's like,
you was talking to him? I thought you didn't want to holler at him, because you had your little situation with your wig.
So I'm like, no. I saw him later on and we exchanged Facebooks, but he's just asking like for pictures of my feet or pictures of my hands and shit, like just weird. So Brandon was
like, yeah, I noticed like every time me and him together, like he's always talking about different shoes that women have on and stuff like that.
So I'm like, yeah, it's weird. As we turn around, y'all, Bryce comes walking up. He's like,
good morning, what's up, good morning.
He stops Bryce, they dap. He comes, he tries to give me a side church hug. And his eyes zero in straight down to my feet. Oh my
God, like those look real nice on your feet. Those look real good. Like, they look how small they are.
So I'm like, thank you. And I look at Brando, and Brando was like, so Brando was like,
yeah, what you think about my feet? What you think about my feet?
Now Brando has some fire Air Force on, like some customized Air Force. He would get his sneakers customized on the Nike site, y'all. And those are the type of, Nike Air Force that he would be wearing. So he's like,
yeah, what about mine? What you think about my feet?
Like, yeah. So Bryce was like,
yeah, those fire. But King, like, them boots look real good on your feet, man. Like, you got some tiny ass feet.
So I'm like, thank you. So we get to the anthropology class, y'all, and Bryce is sending messages in Messenger. Bryce is like, I got a gift for you. I'm like, a gift? He's like, yeah, I was thinking about you when I was out with my mom. We was going shopping or whatever. So I'm like, okay. Like, buddy, we just vibed. Like, it's nothing like that. You don't gotta be buying me anything. He's like, no. Like, I really wanted to get this for you. Like, I think you would like this. So I'm like, all right, cool. What is it? It's a surprise. Bryce has this gift bag. He has this lavender gift bag. He hands it to me. And I open up the gift bag, y'all, and it's like a set, like a it's like bath salts, lotion, foot lotion, nail clippers, it's nail polishes, nail polish remover, it's like a pumice rock, it's all this stuff. So I'm just like, saying to myself, like, what the fuck is this dude got? Like, he's like,
What do you think? What do you think?
and it was name brand stuff too. His Bath and Body Works, okay, Bath and Body Works, Bodycology. It was different brands in the bag, okay, but it was all for feet. Feet. It was foot stuff, foot mask, foot like salt. You put inside of a foot thing. So Bryce was like,
It look really cute today. It smell good. Um, I enjoyed the lunch. I enjoyed this.
I enjoyed that. So I'm like, thank you, fucking thank you. So he's just like,
We should go like link up, go to the movies one day. What do you think?
so I'm like, I don't know. I will let you know, cause I was just weirded out, y'all, by the whole feet thing. Now, I was just like, the only way I would go out, the only way we can go out as a group. We can ask Brando, and Brando could bring his girlfriend. Like, so Bryce is
Like, so like a double date.
I'm like, not a double date, like we just vibing together. That's it. So he was like, all right, cool. He was like,
All right, cool. So I'm gonna ask Brando and see what Brando says.
I'm like, all right, fine. So seconds later, Brando sends me a text message and he's like, yo, this wigger wants to go to the movies. I'm like, I know. He just sent me a message on Facebook asking me. And I said I would only go if you and your girl went. So Brando put LOL. Like, we all sitting in class side by side of each other and typing. Brando was like, all right, I'm going to ask my girl, see what my girl says. If she's with it, then I'm going to let you know and I'm going to let him know. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, going towards the end of the class, I look over at Bryce. Bryce is looking down like he's just staring down at my boots, y'all. Staring down at my boots. Now, we ended up, Brando's girlfriend did want to go to the movies, y'all. She decided she wanted to go to the movies. So now we ends up going to the movie. Let's go ahead and fast forward. It's a weekend, okay? I'm skipping through the whole week. It's a weekend. So it's like a Saturday. And we are going to the movies. We're going to the movies on Court Street, downtown Brooklyn, okay? So Brando sends a message and was like, we're going to meet y'all there. I didn't live too far, so I probably would be the first one there. This is what I'm telling Brando. Brando was like, all right, cool. Now, Bryce sends a message and Bryce is like, hey, beautiful, are you ready to go to the movies? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm getting ready to leave to go down there to meet everybody because I don't live too far from there. So he's like, all right, cool. I'm going to see you there. Now, when I get there, I'm waiting. I'm sitting and I'm waiting. Bryce gets there. Bryce comes walking in. He's like, once again, y'all.
Wow, look at your feet. Your sneakers look really, really dope.
I'm like, they're just white Air Force. He's like,
yeah, but they look so good because they small, compact, and petite. Like, you got some really tiny looking feet, King.
So I'm like, thank you. So Brando and his girl show up. Now, Bryce was looking at her shoes too, okay? But he didn't say anything. He didn't say nothing to her. So we watch this movie. We got the popcorn, drinks, all of that. We watching the movie. Bryce whispers and says,
you could put your leg on my leg.
So I'm like, nah, I'm good. He's like,
oh, like I thought maybe you wanted a foot massage or something.
I'm like, since when did I say I wanted a foot massage? Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? So he's
like, no, I thought maybe you wanted to cuddle or something like that. You could put your leg across on my leg.
So I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm watching the movie. So I was beginning to get freaked out again. So just watching the rest of the movie and eating my popcorn, drinking my soda, and looking over at him every couple of seconds. He's looking at the screen. Once the movie is done with, y'all, I wanted to tell Brando so bad what's going on, but I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. So we leave this movie theater. We walking outside. Brando is like,
So, what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to do something else, or that was just it for the day? Like, because if so, like, me and my shorty, we could just leave and go do our own thing.
so I'm like, you know what? I have something else I have to do, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna just head out. I was just freaked out. I'm just like, yo, like, what type of fucking what are you on, buddy? Like, so Brando and his girl end up leaving. I'm walking to the train, and Bryce is walking. Bryce is like,
So you never sent me the pictures of your feet. Like, what happened to the pictures of your feet the other day? Like, you never sent them.
so I was like, yeah, like, I didn't want to send them. He's like,
Why not? Like, you have ugly feet.
so I'm like, no, like, why do you just want pics of my feet? Like, it's not making sense to me. He's like,
I'm just not saying, like, I'm just trying to see, if your feet match you. That's it, because just trying to see.
so I'm just like, well, what do your feet look like?
It's like, I have regular man feet, but I'm trying to see how your feet look.
So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna send them when I get home. So Bryce
It's like, hey, don't forget.
I'm like, I'm not. Y'all, this whole entire week, Bryce was harassing me for feet pics. It was getting crazy. He's sending messages. Where's the feet pic? Can I see a feet pic? Or send a video. Send a video of your feet. Or just send like a picture of your toe, your big toe. Like, it was just weird. So I tell Brando, I'm like, yo, your friend, like, what's wrong with your friend? Your friend is giving thug / weirdo. Like, you want a picture of my feet for what, buddy? Like, so I was telling Brando how when I was getting my hair done, he wanted me to take a picture of my hand wrapped around like something. Just put my hand wrapped around something. He wanted a picture of my nails. Then he wanted a picture of my feet. He's always complimenting my feet wear, like my outfit, nothing, just the feet wear. So Brando was like,
yeah, like, I noticed he was looking at my feet too, but he didn't say anything.
so I'm like, Brando said,
Maybe he got a foot fetish.
so I'm like, you think so? So Brando was like,
He got to be, because who the fuck is hounding somebody for feet?
so y'all. One day, we are at the library. We're at the library. Brando and his girl, and then Bryce. We at this library. Bryce wanted to come along. We studying because we have exams coming up. So Bryce has this book. He has this binder book that he's always had in his bag, okay? So when he gets up to go to the bathroom, y'all, big Kane, nosy Kane, I was like, let me see what's in this book. So Brenda was
like, why are you going through that man?
So I'm like, because I'm just trying to see what's in this book, because this book, he holds this book close to his heart. Y'all, I unzips the book. It was like one of those binders that can zip close. I unzips it and I open it. The very first page was like, it's like clear papers you can put in a binder and you can stick paper in it, okay? Clear file, folders, whatever the fuck it is. But he had mad of these in the book with pictures of feet. Pictures of feet with the hands on it, like. It was a woman with her feet, like. So I'm just like. So Brando was like,
what the? Let me see.
So he's reaching across the table, like, we just going through the book really quick. So Brando's girlfriend was like,
He's coming.
we zips the book closed and push the book back. So I'm freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, this motherfucker has a serious bad foot fetish. So he comes back. He's like,
yeah, so, y'all want to hang out again? Like, go back to the movies, or, like, what y'all want to do for this weekend?
So Brenda was like,
I got some shit I gotta do with my mom's and all that, so I don't know. Kane, what about you? Like, you gonna be hanging with Bryce?
So I'm like, I don't know. I got some things I gotta do too. I would have to squeeze it in some kind of way. I was trying to say no without saying no. So Bryce was like,
All right, well, y'all just let me know, especially you can't just let me know.
I'm like, yeah, I got you. So let's fast forward one last time. When we get the next day when we come to school, we sitting in this anthropology class and we're waiting for the professor to come. Now the professor's always on time. She's always on time, y'all. She didn't show up. So I'm just like, okay, well, I guess this class is canceled. So we just sitting there waiting. And somebody walks in and they like,
The professor is under the weather. She's not coming in. So this class is going to be canceled for today. You guys, y'all can either just sit and wait for, your next class, or if you don't have no other class after this, you can just go ahead and go home.
So Brando was like,
Sure. Yeah. Getting the fuck out of here because it's my last class.
so I'm like, yeah, me too. So Bryce is like,
Shoot, like my next class is later on tonight, like 7 o'clock. So I might as well just leave and just come back.
so Brando was like,
Why you got a class like so far?
he's like,
I don't know, it's photography class. Like something to do with cinema and shit like that. I goes to the theater.
so when he said photography, the book popped up in my head. Now y'all know I'm nosy. I wanted to inquire to him, why do you have this book with these pictures of these feet and shit in there? But I just like, I'm not gonna do that. So Brando was like,
I'm gonna sit and wait for my girl because her class is over at the same time the anthropology class is over. So I'm gonna just sit out here and wait until her class over because it's down the hall.
so I'm like, well, I'm gonna sit here and wait with y'all. Y'all ride on the train, right? Brando was like, yeah. So I sits down. There's like these chairs and it's got tables in the middle. I sits in my chair, Brando in his chair. Bryce
It's like I'm gonna sit here with y'all too and just vibe with y'all. So
Bryce is like,
hey, you ever thought about modeling?
so I'm like, no. No, I have not. So Bryce was like,
I think you should. I think you should try and model.
so I'm like, I'm not, it's not something I want to do, honestly. So Brando was like,
Well, my girl likes that model. I could ask her, like, what's the gig? What you got going on?
so Bryce was like,
No, like, I think, Kane might be perfect for this gig, like, the height and everything.
so I'm like, well, what's the gig? So Bryce is like,
It's just like this modeling agency, modeling company that I'm starting, and you'll just be, like a faceless model unless you want your face in it.
Brando is like,
A faceless model.
he's
Like, yeah, all you gotta do is, take different pictures, and your face won't be in the pic unless you want it to be.
fixed. So Brando was like,
What type of pictures will the women be taking if their face is not in the pic?
so I'm like, yeah, what is it? Like ass pics? Like, what is it? He's like, no.
No, it's nothing derogatory. It's nothing sexual, nothing like that. Like, just let me know if you're interested.
So I'm like, if I had more info on it, I would be interested. So Bryce is like,
What size are your sneakers, King?
so I looked at Brando and Brando looked at me. In my head, I'm just like, you just went around. You went around the whole entire question and just asked me what size of my feet. So I'm like, a 4.5. Like, he's
Like, wow, so that's tiny. So you have like children feet.
so I'm like, yeah, I guess. He's like,
Wow, that's crazy. Like, I've never seen no feet small like that. How about you take the sneaker off and let me see how it look with the socks?
so Brando was like,
Yo, what type of weird shit are you on, man? Like, for real. Like, what's going on?
so Bryce is like, no.
No, like, I'm just asking. Like, I'm just trying to see. Like, I've never seen a tiny foot like that. I've always dated women. They have big ass feet. Their feet is big or it's either feet the size of my feet. Like, I've never seen no feet like that small.
Brando was like,
Come on, Bryce. Like, for real. You never seen nobody with small feet. Like, the way you acting is really weird.
so Brando just comes out and starts saying to him,
You've been asking for feet pics. You've been asking for hand pics. Like, you giving weird. Like, something is wrong. Like, you never used to act like this.
so Bryce was like, no.
No. Like, I'm sorry, kid. Like I wasn't trying to scare you or offend you, nothing like that. Like that's you told him.
So I'm like, yeah, because every time I see you, you're just complimenting and talking about my feet. Like something's weird. Like I'm confused here. Yo, he just went right around that again and was like,
Can you take your sneaker off? Like take your sneaker off. Let me see how your feet look with the socks.
so I'm like, yeah. I stood up. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out because this is weird. You're weird. This is weird. That binder that you walking around with is weird. He's like, my binder. I'm like, yeah, the binder, the notebook that you walking around, the one that zips closed. You're weird. He's like,
You went through my book? Like how? How did you get access to my book?
so Brando was like, listen, go ahead, Kane, just go. So I just walks off, okay? Now, later this night, Bryce sends a message apologizing. I'm sorry if I seem weird. You know, I don't want to call it a fetish, but I have a thing for looking at feet and looking at hands. So I'm just like, and he's like, I'm trying to start a foot modeling company, where you could model your feet and you'll get like a fee behind it or model your hands. But the thing is, like, I've never seen feet that small. Like, your feet is tiny. So I'm just like, the apology accepted, but I will not be hanging around you anymore, okay? Because this is getting weird. It's really getting weird. Y'all, I used to see Bryce sitting with this book, this loose leaf book, and he would be sitting like this, like, that's what he'd be doing in the library. When he was sitting by himself, some days he want to sit by himself, and that's what he would be doing. So I'm just like, you sitting in the library, in a public library, and you looking inside that book, staring at feet, hyperventilating. I'm just like, yeah, this is weird. This boy is weird, and I don't want no parts of it. So after that, y'all, I was just like, listen, I wanted to change my class. That's how disgusted and weirded out I was. I wanted to change my class because once I get weirded out, y'all, I would literally pick up and leave. Okay, I would just X myself out of the whole equation. So I told Brando, listen, keep Bryce away from me. Okay, tell him I don't want to go to the movies. I don't want to do anything. Now y'all probably like, it's just a foot fetish. Like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it because y'all, once upon a time, in that nail salon that I was going to in Brownsville, anybody from Brownsville, when y'all hear this, y'all probably gonna be like, I know what she talking about. I used to go to this nail salon in Brownsville, and there was this guy that, not Bryce, there was this guy that would walk into the nail salon, and he would come to where the women are getting their feet done, and he would walk over, he would look at our feet, pick our sneakers, sandals, or whatever we had on our fucking feet, pick it up, sniff it, put the fucking shoe down, and walk out. People would be so in shock that they couldn't say anything. Like, the only thing somebody would be able to say is like, what the or maybe one or two women would be like, yo, put my fucking shoe back down. Like, this is no cap. Picken Avenue, the nail salon on Picken Avenue in Brownsville, y'all. So I'm just like, it scared me because I'm like, what if he starts acting like that and becomes unhinged? You can't give a foot massage, and then you would want to, put your hands on me physically, angrily, because, and then he was just repetitive with it. Send me a feet pic. We still didn't get the pic. Where's the pic? Send me a foot pic. Send me a foot pic. Like, buddy, what? It went on and on and on, y'all, until I guess he figured out, like, all right, she's never sending a foot pic. I'm gonna just leave her alone. But yeah, that was the foot fetish king, y'all. This dude, he would sit and just stare at feet while women is walking by, he would be like, you would think he's looking at ass, like what most men do, but he wasn't. He was looking at the feet. Looking at the feet. Okay? So it's just like, y'all, before I end this video, I just had to add in. Bryce had, I was trying to find the email. I couldn't find the email, okay? But I was trying to find the email because he had sent me an email one day asking me if I had socks for sale. So I'm like, socks for sale? Like, I responded, socks for sale. He's like, yeah, like socks that you wore, you know, like you wore. Like they just worn, they have a sweaty odor, or they just look worn. And I blocked that email, y'all. I blocked him. After that, once that semester was over, I did not see Bryce anymore, and I was glad because I'm just like, you want to sit and sniff socks? You want to sit and massage feet? You're sitting, you're hyperventilating, you're breathing hard, looking at feet and hand pics. Yeah, that was too much for me. So this is my story time, y'all. This is the part 1, Foot Fetish King part 1. If you like this story time, give this video a thumbs up and leave some comments below. Let's talk about the Foot Fetish King. Do you know a foot fetish king or queen? Okay. Would you sell feet pics? Do you sell feet pics? I don't know, y'all. Like, that was my first time ever hearing about selling feet pics. That was my first time ever hearing about that. I heard that it's a very lucrative business, very lucrative side job, or whatever you want to call it. I don't have nothing against it at all. I'm saying it's weird coming from a man because he can become unhinged because he can't get to no feet. That's what I'm saying. But if you didn't like this story time, give this video a thumbs up and have a nice fucking day, okay? So with that being said, y'all stay tuned for the next story time because I'm dropping these videos day by day by day. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to just do it, okay? So wherever you at in this crazy-ass world, this world is still crazy. Ain't changed but the motherfucking calendar, okay? Look to the motherfucker to the left of you and look to the motherfucker to the right of you and say to them, don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another motherfucking friend, to tell another motherfucking friend that the cane is on the fucking tube. Peace. Peace. I love y'all.
J Judo. In this music, you got truth and the lies. Which one do you tell? Wait. Everybody has their opinions, but it don't really matter though. You see, I'm the artist who's standing in front of the canvas. You see the paint splatter on record. When my mic is on, I'm something similar to Picasso or Michelangelo. Kicking avalanche at you like I'm rolling snowballs. Saying no pressure when the pressure's still on. It'll be a cold day in hell for I let you slide on me, ride on me. Now that ain't what's up. It'll be a cold day in hell for you ever see me weak or seem like I'm down on my luck. I said it'll be a cold